The puma, often referred to as the mountain lion or cougar, has a lineage that extends deep into the history of the Americas. Fossil records trace its ancestors back to the Pleistocene epoch, revealing a species that once ranged across both North and South America. Evolution has sculpted the puma into an apex predator, combining agility, stealth, and sheer power. Its muscular build, long tail, and retractable claws enable it to move silently through dense underbrush and ascend steep rocky terrains with ease. Unlike many felines, the puma has adapted to a wide variety of habitats, from the temperate rainforests of the Pacific Northwest to the arid deserts of the southwestern United States and the high-altitude Andes. This adaptability is reflected in its physical characteristics. Adult pumas typically weigh between 65 to 220 pounds, with males generally larger than females. Their coat ranges from tawny to reddish-brown, providing natural camouflage against the diverse landscapes they inhabit. The long, flexible tail acts as a counterbalance during high-speed pursuits and intricate maneuvers, a critical asset when ambushing prey on uneven terrain. Sensory adaptations, including acute vision and hearing, make the puma a master of stealth, capable of approaching within a few meters of unsuspecting prey before launching a rapid and decisive attack. The puma's hunting strategy is one of patience, calculation, and explosive power. Primarily nocturnal and crepuscular, it hunts mostly during twilight hours when its prey is most active. It relies on ambush techniques, silently stalking deer, peccaries, and smaller mammals before delivering a fatal bite to the neck or throat. Pumas are also opportunistic feeders, adapting the diet based on seasonal availability and regional prey populations. In some areas, they have been observed preying on livestock, a behavior that unfortunately increases conflict with humans. Socially, pumas are predominantly solitary creatures. Each individual maintains a defined territory, often marked with scent markings, scrapes, and visual cues such as clawed trees. Males generally have larger territories overlapping several females' ranges, whereas females' territories are smaller and closely tied to resource availability. Interaction is largely restricted to mating periods or when mothers rear their cubs. Cubs are born blind and helpless, requiring constant maternal care for up to 6 months. They learn hunting skills through observation and practice, gradually becoming independent as they approach their first year. The ecological role of the puma cannot be overstated. As an apex predator, it regulates herbivore populations, preventing overgrazing and maintaining ecosystem balance. Its presence supports a cascade of ecological processes, influencing vegetation patterns and even the distribution of other predator and prey species. In regions where pumas have been extirpated, scientists have documented noticeable shifts in wildlife dynamics, underscoring their critical role in ecosystem health. Human activity remains the greatest threat to pumas. Habitat fragmentation, urban expansion, and road networks restrict their range and increase mortality risks. Livestock predation has historically led to hunting and culling, though modern conservation strategies focus on coexistence through fencing, deterrence, and compensation programs. Pumas are also affected by climate change, which alters prey availability and habitat conditions. Conservation efforts across the Americas include protected reserves, wildlife corridors, and research programs aimed at understanding population dynamics and promoting public awareness. The puma's cultural significance spans centuries. Indigenous peoples revered this feline as a symbol of strength, agility, and keen insight. In modern times, it has become an emblem of wilderness and resilience, representing the untamed landscapes of the Americas. Its solitary nature and elusive presence inspire both fear and admiration, embodying the delicate balance between predator and prey, human and wild. The puma is more than just a predator, it is a cornerstone of the ecosystems it inhabits. Every stalk through dense forest, every leap across rocky ridges, every careful hunt ensures the continuity of ecological processes that sustain biodiversity. Its survival reflects not only evolutionary mastery but also the intricate interplay between species and environment. As we strive to protect this magnificent feline, we also safeguard the broader natural heritage of the Americas, preserving the wild for generations to come. As dusk settles over the mountains and forests, the puma begins its silent patrol. Its movement is a study in precision and economy of energy. Each paw step is deliberate, cushioning the impact against rocks and fallen leaves, making the predator virtually invisible to both prey and rival predators. Unlike pack hunters, pumas rely solely on their individual skill, combining patient observation with sudden bursts of speed. Their muscular hind legs allow them to leap over 18 feet horizontally, scaling cliffs and trees with the grace of an acrobat, while the long tail maintains equilibrium during these aerial maneuvers. The puma's sensory apparatus is finely tuned. Its keen night vision grants the ability to detect subtle movements in low light, and its acute hearing captures faint rustlings of small mammals in dense underbrush. Smell guides territorial awareness, prey tracking, and mating opportunities. These senses, coupled with its adaptive hunting strategies, enable the puma to thrive across a remarkable range of environments. In coastal rainforests, the feline stalks deer among moss-covered trees. In desert scrublands, it navigates arid terrain, often hunting nocturnally to avoid the searing daytime heat. This ecological flexibility demonstrates why the puma has persisted through climatic shifts and human encroachment for millennia. Dietary habits of the puma are diverse but remain focused on medium to large-sized herbivores. Deer are the primary prey across much of North America, whereas in South America, pumas hunt tapirs, guanacos, and peccaries. Opportunistic feeding extends to smaller mammals, birds, and occasionally livestock. Pumas exhibit a remarkable capacity to adjust hunting techniques to prey behavior and terrain. In mountainous regions, they often use high vantage points to ambush unsuspecting animals, while in forests, they rely on stealthy stalks, blending with shadows and foliage. The efficiency of these tactics is vital. Each hunt must balance energy expenditure with caloric gain to sustain the demanding lifestyle. Reproduction in pumas is intricately timed and territorial. Breeding occurs year-round in some regions, but peak activity often coincides with periods of abundant prey. Courtship involves scent marking, vocalizations such as growls or purrs, and brief physical encounters. Females give birth to litters typically consisting of 2 to 4 cubs after a gestation of approximately 90 days. Cubs are altricial at birth, blind and dependent on maternal care. Mothers teach essential survival skills, from climbing and stalking to the intricacies of ambush hunting. Juveniles gradually gain independence, often dispersing over tens of miles to establish their own territories, a process critical for maintaining genetic diversity across populations. The puma's solitary nature belies a complex behavioral ecology. Territorial boundaries are reinforced through scent markings, scrape sites, and vocalizations. Conflicts are generally avoided. Physical altercations are rare but intense when disputes arise over mating access or prime hunting grounds. This solitary strategy minimizes resource competition and maximizes survival chances. Despite this isolation, the puma contributes profoundly to ecological stability. By regulating herbivore populations, it indirectly shapes vegetation patterns, promotes biodiversity, and influences prey behavior, thereby maintaining balance across entire ecosystems. Human interactions represent the most significant challenge to puma populations today. Habitat fragmentation, driven by urban development and agriculture, restricts movement, isolates populations, and increases mortality risks from vehicle collisions. Encroachment into human-dominated landscapes often results in conflict, particularly when livestock predation occurs. Historically, pumas were hunted extensively, both for sport and as perceived threats. Modern conservation efforts focus on coexistence, implementing fencing strategies, predator deterrence, and community education programs. Wildlife corridors are designed to connect fragmented habitats, allowing genetic flow and access to critical resources. Pumas hold a prominent place in both scientific study and cultural lore. Early naturalists documented their elusive behavior, marveling at their stealth and hunting prowess. Indigenous communities across the Americas revered the mountain lion as a symbol of strength, cunning, and guardianship. These cultural narratives highlight the deep respect humans have held for the species, acknowledging its role as a key component of natural heritage. Contemporary conservation campaigns continue this legacy, framing pumas as ambassadors for wilderness preservation, emblematic of the delicate interplay between predator and prey, wilderness and human society. Ecologically, the puma's presence impacts multiple trophic levels. By controlling herbivore populations, they prevent overgrazing, enabling forest regeneration and sustaining plant diversity. Their predation patterns can influence the distribution and behavior of mesopredators, creating a cascading effect throughout the food web. Scientists studying these dynamics emphasize that the puma functions as a keystone species. Its removal would result in profound ecological shifts, demonstrating the interconnectedness of apex predators and ecosystem health. In addition to ecological impact, pumas showcase remarkable adaptability to changing environments. Climate variability, deforestation, and urban sprawl challenge the traditional ranges, yet pumas persist, exhibiting remarkable resilience. Studies in fragmented habitats reveal innovative hunting and movement behaviors, highlighting behavioral plasticity. Pumas crossing highways, navigating suburban edges, and exploiting new prey opportunities illustrate a species continually adjusting to anthropogenic pressures while maintaining its predatory dominance. From the snowy peaks of the Rockies to the subtropical forests of Patagonia, the puma embodies evolutionary precision and ecological importance. Each leap, ambush, and solitary journey through rugged terrain reflects millions of years of adaptation. The species' survival narrative intertwines with landscapes, prey species, and human influence, reinforcing the broader imperative of wildlife conservation. Protecting pumas is not merely preserving an iconic predator, it is safeguarding entire ecosystems and cultural connections to the natural world. The puma's role in the Americas' diverse landscapes is multifaceted. Its presence resonates across ecosystems, from the dense rainforests of Brazil to the rugged peaks of the Rockies. Unlike social predators that rely on coordinated hunting, the puma thrives through a solitary, highly strategic approach. This solitary lifestyle has honed its senses to perfection. Stealth, patience, and timing define its predatory efficiency. Every stalk through leaf-littered forest floors or jagged rocky cliffs is calculated, a precise measure of distance, wind direction, and prey awareness. The puma's body is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering: flexible spine, powerful hindquarters, retractable claws, and muscular forelimbs designed for swift strikes and secure grapples. Climbing is a fundamental skill for pumas, allowing them to evade larger predators or observe prey from elevated vantage points. Their tails act as counterbalances during leaps, sometimes spanning over 15 feet in a single bound. Speed is another critical asset. Pumas can reach bursts of 50 miles per hour, though endurance hunting is rare. Instead, their strategy focuses on ambush and short, explosive chases. Observing a puma in action reveals a blend of grace and lethal precision, each movement optimized for survival in a competitive environment. Dietary patterns adapt to environmental conditions and prey availability. In North America, white-tailed deer, elk, and small mammals constitute the primary diet. In South America, pumas pursue guanacos, peccaries, and smaller herbivores. Opportunistic predation ensures survival even when preferred prey is scarce. Cubs learn to hunt through maternal guidance, observing stalking techniques, attack angles, and kill methods. These lessons are crucial. A cub's survival depends entirely on acquiring the necessary skills before leaving the mother's territory, typically around 12 to 18 months of age. Puma's reproductive behavior emphasizes territoriality and careful timing. Male territories often encompass several female ranges, leading to limited interaction outside of mating seasons. Females exhibit fierce maternal instincts, defending cubs against threats and teaching essential survival skills. Cubs are born blind, weighing approximately 1 to 2 pounds, and are entirely dependent on their mother. Over the first few months, maternal care involves not only feeding and protection but also training in stalking, climbing, and social awareness. These early lessons shape the next generation, ensuring the continuation of effective hunting and survival strategies across the species. Socially, pumas are largely solitary, but subtle interactions occur in overlapping territories. Scent marking, vocalizations, and visual cues communicate presence and prevent conflicts. This low-contact social system minimizes unnecessary energy expenditure while maintaining population stability. In some cases, older juveniles or subadult males may share transient territories, yet direct confrontation is avoided whenever possible. Researchers note that this balance between solitude and subtle communication allows pumas to occupy extensive ranges, sometimes spanning hundreds of square miles, a necessity for a predator dependent on large prey populations. Human encroachment has historically been the most severe threat to puma populations. Habitat fragmentation divides territories, increases road mortality, and disrupts prey availability. Hunting and poaching, often driven by fear or livestock protection, have historically reduced populations. Modern conservation measures address these challenges through habitat protection, wildlife corridors, and educational programs promoting coexistence. Monitoring programs using GPS collars, camera traps, and ecological studies inform management strategies, providing insights into movement patterns, population dynamics, and human-wildlife interactions. These initiatives are essential in ensuring sustainable populations in an increasingly urbanized landscape. Pumas also hold significant cultural importance. Indigenous myths often depict the cougar as a symbol of stealth, power, and guardianship. Early settlers and explorers documented the animal's elusive nature, capturing imaginations with tales of sudden sightings and distant howls echoing through the night. Today, the puma continues to inspire conservation campaigns and public fascination. Wildlife photographers and filmmakers seek to capture its elegance, while conservationists emphasize the species as a flagship for preserving wilderness areas and broader ecological networks. Ecologically, pumas regulate prey populations, ensuring that herbivore numbers do not exceed the carrying capacity of their environment. Their predation patterns influence behavior and distribution of prey species, indirectly shaping vegetation and habitat quality. This top-down regulation maintains balance across trophic levels, preventing overgrazing and supporting biodiversity. Furthermore, puma kills provide carrion for scavengers, contributing to nutrient cycling within ecosystems. Every hunt, whether successful or not, resonates through the ecological network, reinforcing the species' role as a keystone predator. Adaptability is a hallmark of the puma's survival. Changing climates, shifting prey availability, and human development challenge traditional ranges. Yet, pumas demonstrate remarkable behavioral plasticity. Urban edge populations adjust hunting times to avoid human activity, while individuals in fragmented habitats develop new pathways to traverse human-made barriers. Studies reveal pumas crossing highways, navigating agricultural lands, and even utilizing suburban green spaces without significant conflict when managed carefully. This adaptability underscores both the resilience of the species and the importance of strategic conservation planning. The puma's story is a testament to evolution, survival, and ecological balance. Its muscular leaps across rocky escarpments, silent stalks through moonlit forests, and solitary journeys across vast territories illustrate the intricate relationship between predator and environment. Observing a puma offers a glimpse into a world where survival depends on intelligence, agility, and a profound connection with the natural landscape. Protecting these magnificent cats ensures not only the survival of a species but the health and stability of entire ecosystems across 2 continents. As dawn breaks over mountain ridges and forested valleys, the puma resumes its daily routine, a life finely tuned by millions of years of evolution. Its movements are deliberate yet fluid, a choreography of survival instincts and learned behavior. The quiet power of this apex predator is evident in every leap, every calculated pause, and every sudden burst of speed. The puma exemplifies the delicate balance between strength and subtlety, dominating its domain without unnecessary display. Its body is optimized for stealth, retractable claws, padded paws, and a spine that flexes with unparalleled agility. The long, muscular tail provides balance during pursuits and sharp turns, making this feline one of the most efficient hunters in the Americas. The landscape dictates the puma's strategy. In high-altitude ranges, it uses rocky outcrops as ambush points, observing prey movements for hours before committing to a chase. In forests and dense brush, it relies on shadows and foliage to mask its approach, inching closer with patience honed over generations. Unlike pack hunters, the puma's solitary nature demands precision and self-reliance. Each kill is a measure of skill, timing, and adaptability. Juveniles must learn this delicate dance early in life, guided by their mother's watchful presence. Cubs observe stalking techniques, the subtleties of ambush positioning, and the timing of explosive pounces. Mastery of these skills determines survival. Pumas are opportunistic but highly efficient predators. Their diet spans ungulates such as deer and elk, smaller mammals, and occasionally birds or livestock. Hunting techniques are tailored to prey behavior and environmental conditions. In North America, deer populations heavily influence puma movements, dictating territory size and hunting frequency. In South America, guanacos and peccaries form a significant portion of the diet. Seasonal shifts in prey availability compel pumas to adapt, sometimes traveling tens of miles to locate sufficient food. Their ability to modulate energy expenditure while securing adequate nutrition is a testament to evolutionary finesse. Territoriality governs puma social dynamics. Adult males maintain expansive ranges, often overlapping multiple female territories, yet direct interaction is minimal outside mating periods. Females establish smaller, resource-focused territories where they raise cubs. Communication occurs primarily through scent marking, vocalizations, and visual cues such as scratch marks. Conflicts are rare but can be fierce when they arise, emphasizing the importance of clear territorial boundaries in solitary species. The balance between isolation and subtle social signaling allows pumas to coexist across vast landscapes without exhausting resources or risking frequent confrontation. Reproduction is intimately tied to environmental conditions and prey abundance. Females give birth to litters averaging 2 to 4 cubs, which remain dependent for 6 months or more. Mothers teach essential survival skills, from climbing and stalking to calculating distance and timing for an ambush. Juveniles gradually disperse to establish independent territories, a process critical for genetic diversity and population stability. The intricate choreography of life, birth, learning, hunting, dispersal, ensures the puma's continued dominance in its ecological niche. Human impacts remain the most pressing challenge. Habitat fragmentation, road networks, urban expansion, and agricultural encroachment create barriers and increase mortality risk. Conflicts over livestock predation and fear-driven hunting historically reduce populations. Today, conservation strategies focus on coexistence, creating wildlife corridors, implementing predator-proof fencing, compensating livestock losses, and promoting community awareness. Research utilizing GPS collars, camera traps, and ecological monitoring informs conservation, helping scientists understand movement patterns, population densities, and habitat preferences. These efforts underscore the puma's role as both an ecological keystone and a symbol of wilderness preservation. Culturally, the puma occupies a revered space. Indigenous peoples honored it as a symbol of strength, vigilance, and guardianship over the natural world. Early explorers and settlers recounted tales of its elusive nature, blending fear and admiration. Today, pumas inspire documentaries, photography, and conservation initiatives worldwide. They are emblematic of untamed landscapes, representing the intricate connection between predator, prey, and habitat. Their survival reminds humanity of the fragility and resilience of wild ecosystems. Ecologically, the puma's presence stabilizes trophic dynamics. By regulating herbivore populations, it prevents overgrazing, promoting forest regeneration and plant diversity. Its kills provide sustenance for scavengers, contributing to nutrient cycling. Predation pressures influence prey distribution and behavior, indirectly shaping entire habitats. The puma functions as a keystone species. Its absence triggers cascading effects that destabilize ecosystems. Protecting the puma safeguards biodiversity, ecosystem health, and the intricate web of life across North and South America. Adaptability defines the puma's evolutionary success. Even in fragmented habitats, the species exhibits remarkable behavioral flexibility. Urban edge populations adjust hunting times to avoid humans, while fragmented landscapes see pumas finding corridors, negotiating roads, and utilizing green spaces. These adaptations highlight resilience, but also the limits of coexistence without thoughtful conservation. Each puma observed in the wild represents not just a predator but a testament to evolutionary ingenuity and ecological balance. In conclusion, the puma embodies the perfect synthesis of power, stealth, and ecological significance. Its muscular leaps, silent hunts, and solitary journeys illustrate millions of years of evolutionary refinement. As an apex predator, cultural icon, and keystone species, the puma's survival ensures the vitality of entire ecosystems. Protecting this remarkable feline is a commitment to preserving wild landscapes, ecological integrity, and the enduring majesty of nature. Through conservation, education, and awareness, humanity can ensure that the stealthy mountain predator continues to roam forests, mountains, and valleys, an enduring symbol of wilderness, resilience, and the delicate balance of life itself.